Today we are doing a realistic rebuild of Leeds United after their relegation down back into the Championship, only accumulating 31 points. Not a good year for Leeds United, Dan.
Very bad, very bad. 48 goals scored.
Yeah.
78 goals conceded. There's only one way you're going when you're conceding goals like that, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, they're on to Javi Gracia as their manager, who couldn't quite save the sinking ship after, of course, we had Jesse March in charge. I still think they really are regretting sacking Bielsa.
Definitely.
I think it was a bad move, although he had loads of injuries at the time and stuff like that. Yes, all right, he wasn't getting the results, but I think he's proved in the past he's quite capable of doing the right job.
I don't think they would have been relegated.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean, you look at it as well, they nearly got relegated last season. They finished 4th from the bottom last season.
Yeah.
On, where did they finish? 31? I think they had 34 points last season. And it was Everton above them again last season. So
yeah.
Two teams never learned from this season, did they? Well, the season before, really.
So we're going to take them over in the Championship. I'm going to try and keep it as realistic as possible. So certain players that are in this team right now may not be in the team when we take a look at my first season. So players that I have actually sold. Patrick Bamford, gone. He's not actually that good on the game either. He's got great mental attributes, but a striker with only 11 finishing is a little bit worrying.
To be honest with you, I think Leeds' bad season was because this guy was unfit.
Yeah.
He had too many injuries for the whole season, and when he come back, he just couldn't get the score in. He got another injury again.
We sold him to Brighton for £22 million. They're in our division. We also sold the likes of Junior Firpo, £3.3 million. Mark Rocker, £17 million to Juventus. He was a good midfielder that they had. Tyler Adams, I sold him to Bayern Munich, the American midfielder / right back that they signed quite recently within the last year or so.
Good player.
Sold him for a bit of a profit as well, which is not bad from Leipzig. These are the types of players that they would struggle to keep hold of next season, going into maybe like loan deals and stuff like that. They might have to get rid of. Yeah, Rodrigo, another one. Yeah, £6.5 billion. Brendan Aronson as well. I don't think has quite hit the ground running compared to what he was doing at Salzburg and the potential that he had. Again, not a very good football manager player either, considering he's 22. He's god-awful, to be honest. So bringing in the likes of £11 million for that, even though they spent £25 million, I still think it's a good deal.
Did you keep Jack Harrison then, did you?
We'll take a look. I did manage to keep Jack Harrison. No, I didn't. I sold him for £17 million. I couldn't remember.
He actually came out and said, I'm going to stay in it and try and help the team get back into the Premier League. So
yeah. No, he didn't. I sold him for £17 million. To be honest, he has good mentals and good physicals. The dribbling side of it, I'm not quite sure about. I actually also got rid of a player to Plymouth Argyle to try and help them. They're in the same division now.
All right.
But the players that I did bring in, so I brought in Ronnie Edwards from Peterborough, so the league below. He's a very good centre-back on the game, quite young as well, only 20. Did cost us $8 million, which is a lot considering they only paid 100k for him not very long ago. But he has good potential. So I'm thinking if we can continue using him going into the Championship, hopefully we can get a progression back into the Premier League within 1 or 2 years. Then he might be a Premier League standard defender.
Yeah.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Other players that I've signed, again, very similar to that, was Tezgel from Stoke. We bought him with a part exchange for a player as well as £8.25 million. I've seen him come out really good on this, and I've also seen him not progress at all, so we'll see how this one plays out.
That's the worst stats I've ever seen a player that you've bought.
Well, he has good potential.
I've never seen red.
Yeah, I know. One flare as well. Terrible flare. Also, though, I did sign a good striker in Lorenzo Colombo. This one is possibly teetering on the edge of unrealistic, but it's one of the only strikers that I could possibly get with a work permit without having to just loan everybody, which I think is kind of cheating.
Isn't that one of the players that I bought?
It is.
You've bought him off my main list, didn't you?
Well,
where's my list here?
I'm pretty sure I've bought him plenty of times before it, but there we go. £6.25 billion. Dad is obviously going on about the El Clasico. If you haven't had a look at that yet, where both me and Dad were in the same universe. I was Barcelona, he was Real Madrid. It happened last week. Go check out that video. I'll stick it at the end there. 3 goals from 3 he already scored for us. £6.25 million. Very good player. Yeah. And finally, Jacob Greaves is a little bit expensive, but this guy can play centre-back and he can play left-back, and he's English from Hull City. So picking him up from a rival club in the same division as us, obviously.
So that's good, though, because he already knows that league.
Yeah. Hasn't played that much last season, but actually, no, it doesn't record the score for last last season. The season before, he got 46 games, so he's played quite a lot, to be fair. He played 1 game for Hull already this season. Then we purchased him with 2 appearances and an assist with a very good average rating. So I think we started off quite well. We've kind of thinned out all the players that were on quite high wages, like Robin Koch and Volber as well. Our tactic, though, I'm going for a 4-4-2. Whenever I see Leeds, I just see 4-4-2.
Yeah.
I think it's just Bielsa's it just still lives and breathes the 4-4-2 for me. So, but there's 2 players in here that I secured. One of them being Ronnie Edwards, the defender that I mentioned earlier. Archie Gray is the other one. Now, Archie Gray is a weird one because he's a player in their youth academy that we might start seeing in the championship next year, possibly. He might start making some appearances off the bench because he's only 17 still. He might not be quite ready, but we don't have a lot of time. We need to get him ready.
Yeah.
He has fantastic potential on the game. He doesn't look amazing just yet. But if we give him that game time and we have other players around him who can kind of like help him along and obviously help us gain promotion, even with Archie Gray in the team, it might benefit us in the long run. That's the plan there. Get back into the Premier League.
That's the biggest plan, isn't it?
Yeah. Potentially look at European spots by the end of the 5 years. Do you not think that's doable in 5 years? We'll see then. We'll see.
I think the top 5 and 6 in the Premier League is out of our league to try and beat them, I think.
All right, okay. Well, we'll find out. If I did quick pick without restriction, you'll see those 2 players do leave the club, but do leave the squad, the lineup. But we have a very good team to back them up. Still keeping kind of like the players that came up with Leeds in the Championship.
I say your main striker up there.
Nonto.
Keeping him is a big.
Yeah. Weirdly,
plus,
nobody came in for him.
I'm surprised with that.
Yeah,
well,
I am a little bit too. I don't know whether it's like budgets because of obviously the turn of the year on
He's just
Football
been picked
Manager.
for the Italian side to go for a tournament they're playing in the Netherlands. So good player.
Yeah, very good indeed.
I'm surprised you kept your right back. Is it Ayling or something?
Luke Ayling. He's been there for a while. 2016.
Yeah. He's the vice captain, isn't he? I think
He came up with them through the Championship. He played a number of different years. I think he'd be loyal. I think he'd be one of the players that they will keep.
I think he was
forward.
one of the players that came out and said, "I'm definitely staying."
Yeah. So that's who we've got as our lineup. The only other one that I was surprised that nobody came in for was the goalkeeper, Medlier. Usually somebody always tries to snag him. So
the only thing I think probably stopped that was because of how young he actually is.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but then he's got good potential, which means he would get better.
We've seen that in the games that he's played, but he's also made a lot of mistakes as well.
Yeah, true. So schedule-wise, we have played 3 games in the Championship and 1 cup game. We've won all 4 of those games so far, including that 4-0 against Hull after stealing their player, playing him against him, and he got 7.3 in the next game, which was quite funny. Ipswich was a 4-1 win as well. 2-0 against Derby. Yeah, this is a good result in the end. So not bad. I think we could be on course for promotion in this first season.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It's looking good so far.
Let's find out then and simulate this first year. First season, and we do go up.
Ooh, with Leicester.
With Leicester and Southampton. So
3 went down, 3 went back up again.
That's where this game's going to be a little bit broken because obviously the players are still going to be technically Premier League players. So a lot of the clubs going down are going to go back up.
Over 100 points as well. So we cleared Hull. Everybody cleared Hull easily. In the top 3.
Definitely, and the team in the playoffs went up. Southampton, the relegated team in the playoffs went up. So Leicester won with only 5 losses. We got 7 losses in the end, including that one there to Southampton. But we had a good season, and Wilfred Gnonto got 34 goals with Sam Surridge from Hull, actually, who did really well. You don't really expect to see him get that many goals, although he is quite good on loan from Nottingham Forest. Average rating, though, was Wilfred Gnonto, and we also had the joint clean sheets with Danny Ward with 22. Not bad at all.
No. Job done then. Fair, isn't it?
Absolutely. Other competitions, let's take a look. Obviously, we're in the cup competitions. We're not expecting to win them. No. But 4th round by Manchester City, quarter-final by Arsenal.
Not bad.
I think we can say, hey, we're fine.
Good season.
That. Yeah.
Good season.
Definitely.
Yeah. Right,
okay. Second season, who do I bring in? On a budget of 45 million, and we're losing a few of those players because age.
Yeah.
Who do I bring in? Now, I didn't sell too many other players outside of the ones that we did last season, but Diego Llorente, who was out on loan last year, he went to Nantes for £1.7 million, and Ghiardi, who is a youngster, I got £13 million for him. I mean, Does that look like a £13 million 20-year-old to you? Because it doesn't for me. I get he's 6'5" and has good physicals, but West Ham are absolutely bonkers. Give me that much money. I'll take it. So the players that I've brought in, because I have brought in quite a few, because of course we're in the Premier League now, we need to fill the roles out and make sure we've got a Premier League worthy side. A left back, Parisi, Italian. We've got a bit of an Italian link going on. We've got a few Italian players, Colombo and Nonto up front. Now we've got Parisi at left back. He's a very good left back too. Young, fantastic player. £16 million. Got a goal and assist so far in the 5 games that he's played in the Premier League. Really good. Not bad at all. Good start. Also, Angelo Stiller from Hoffenheim. We've recognised him before. I've signed him in the past, I believe. Really good centre midfielder who's a ball player because he has that good first touch, that good passing, vision and composure. All of those things to be a fantastic ball player.
Stats, really.
Yeah, and he can play in both positions, which I quite like as well. Only 23 years of age. Hoffenheim released him to us for 7.5 million.
That's a bargain, isn't it?
That is a bargain. That is a steal. He got 5 assists last season. He's already got 2 for us this season. Again, in the Premier League with a 7.6 average rating. Really high. Not bad at all. But I think you have to bring in a little bit of experience when you go into the Premier League, a bit of an old head, a veteran if you will, and Guido Rodriguez is the guy that I have brought in. He is coming from Real Betis. He's played around the world and I think he is fantastic. On a free transfer as well. He is going to be the ball winner. He's got great tackling ability, defensive position of 18, good decision making, great anticipation. He's the brains of the midfield, and I've brought him in on a free transfer from Real Betis, who played 36 games last year, so he's playing in La Liga at a very high standard at a 7 average rating. He comes in to us on a free transfer. That's a really good signing. I think I spent quite well, to be honest, because the other 3 players I've brought in, we've got Gustav Isaacson, can play on both wings, really tricky winger, I think.
Squad player.
Yeah, maybe lacks a little bit of pace, but £6.75 million is a bargain. Again, 3 assists. Yeah. All these players are coming in and just picking up goals and assists.
Who's scoring all the goals then?
I know. That's what I was thinking. They're assisting somebody. Okay, then we got Angus Gunn, backup goalkeeper, because we've lost ours from Norwich.
Obviously the son of Brian Gunn, famous Norwich goalkeeper.
Definitely, yeah. I actually think he could be a number 1, you know. He's not a bad goalkeeper. If we lose Meslier to a long injury, I don't think we'd really miss him, if I'm honest. And then finally, Angelo. This one's a bit of a stab into the future because he's a really good potential right winger. We're training him to play right midfield instead of obviously right wing, but he's got a good potential on the game. Fantastic youngster from Santos, £15.5 million. When we did the Santos rebuild, this guy, he absolutely took off. He was fantastic for us, one of our best players, and he got 6 goals last year. Really good attributes. I like him. So that's who we've got bringing in. Of course, we lost quite a lot of players on free transfers. We also brought in, well, we also loaned out a couple of players as well. So hopefully we can continue our journey into the Premier League and then go forward, avoid that second season syndrome that everybody seems to get. I'm sticking with the first season tactic. Yeah.
Is it going to be good enough for the Premier League though?
Well, we'll see, because what I'm thinking is it's just kind of like the 2 banks of 4 is better than like having everybody all over the place. Bit more position wise. We'll see. Anyway, I want Angelo to play every single game, although he is injured with a hip injury, which is going to put him out for 6 weeks to 2 months. So he won't be playing for a long time. No. Which means, in a way, whoever he's replacing won't be too mad because they've played quite a lot of the season anyway. Yeah. So happiness might be okay in that regard. Now, schedule-wise, we played Manchester United in the first game. Didn't really expect anything playing at Old Trafford. Obviously, they got a bit of a rivalry between the two. Manchester United won 5-1. That's just unfortunate. They've also got the likes of Rafael Leao and Gonçalo Ramos that they brought in. So they brought in some incredible players.
Harry Maguire scored as well.
And Harry Maguire, who could be a Tottenham player as we're speaking right now, has come out in the news.
It's killing me.
So that would be hilarious. We are recording this way before because I am going on holiday, so we're trying to get ahead of ourselves so that you guys still have an upload on a Monday, and it came out today that Harry Maguire could potentially go to Spurs.
By the time you come back, he's probably already signed and dealed.
It'll be hilarious.
Oh no!
Right, Southampton also was a loss, but outside of that, I'm really happy because a 3-0 win against Aston Villa, who we know have been fantastic this season. 3-0 against Crystal Palace at home. Wilfred Gnonto with 2 and Ronnie Edwards getting 1 as well. And then we also knocked Carlisle out the cup 4-0. But a 0-0 draw at Anfield.
Brilliant.
I'll take that. So, tricky, But do you think we'll avoid relegation, Dad, in this first season? The bookies have us at 4th bottom.
Well, that's where we finished
last
season.
season.
Last couple of seasons we've been thereabouts, haven't we? So that's where they're going to put you, isn't they?
Yeah, even though they have Leicester up in 9th.
I'm going to say, yeah, they put us in Southampton back down into there, look.
Yeah, but Leicester obviously retained a lot of their players like Patson Daka and Harvey Barnes, etc. So, yeah, they got Scott McTominay, you know, one of the world's best midfielders. So,
yeah.
Okay, we'll simulate the second season and we'll see how we do. Second season, 9th place. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Southampton, Bournemouth and Forest have gone down.
He was nearly in one of the European places, mate, already.
We're 1 spot off. Just 2 points from Europe in 8th place there. So really good season.
Really, they got the bottom 3 right. The bookies?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they got us very wrong.
Yeah.
Leicester also finished in 15th place. We got the highest 2 yellow cards there. We are really getting stuck in. But we had the second amount of clean sheets.
Well, that's why we finished 9th, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I mean, our goal difference is plus 10. We only lost 12 games, but really, we drew 10.
Yeah.
So it was quite tight throughout the season. We had a 4-4 draw there against Brentford, which is quite hilarious. So really good season to start things off. What would be even better would be a classic cup run.
Ooh.
Let's take a look at the competitions. 4th round by Arsenal. Quarter-final by Arsenal. So, but they finished in Europa League. So who's laughing now? Brighton actually finished in the Champions League, which really surprised me because they are usually awful on Football Manager. They're fantastic in real life. Yeah. They're awful on Football Manager. It's just everybody knows that. They usually get relegated first season and you're like, oh, Moises Caicedo's going cheap. No, they're in the Champions League next year. Manchester United won the league, which on 80 points as well, the same points as Man City. So it was a very weird season, to be honest.
City lost 2 games less as well, though.
Yeah, very strange. So that's not bad at all. Now, goals-wise, I didn't look at this last season, which may be an error on my part, but Wilfred Gnonto got 20 goals in the first season in the Premier League, 18 from Lorenzo Colombo. They are both wanted by the looks of it. Brighton in the Champions League and West Ham and Crystal Palace and West Ham want Lorenzo Colombo. So West Ham is out there looking for a striker. Yeah. Pascal Schroik also wants to leave. Norwich want him right now. He wants to move to a bigger club. I don't think Norwich is the answer. No. Luis Sinisterra is also wanted by Everton. So he's had a couple of really good seasons for us. And I like Luis Sinisterra. Ever since his time at Feyenoord, really enjoyed this player. I think he's fantastic. So we'll see. Angelo's been doing quite well for us. He's progressing quite nicely. Ronnie Edwards, of course, has been our starting centre-back for the last couple of seasons. He's doing the business in the Premier League. Great composure. Really good. So we've got to be pleased with that.
Yeah, definitely.
So what are we going to bring in? I mean, Archie Gray, again, another player we haven't really touched upon, but he started 15 games this season. Growth. I like that a lot. Yeah. Really good. So, our transfer budget of next season, 75 million. I'll take that.
Definitely.
We usually get slapped with here's 20 million, no wage budget. So, we'll take that. 75 million pound. What can we do with it? Is your lady fed up with flossing with your pubes? Well, it's smooth sack summertime. And other parts of your body too. Body hair is there to make your body warmer. It's like 30 degrees out there. I've got my fan on me right now. So we need to keep our body and our balls nice and cool. And we can do that while still looking really hot by using Manscaped products. They are the world's leading grooming company with so many products to help you feel and look and smell fresh. And I have a cheeky discount code when you use code OMEGA at checkout. It gives you 20% off and free shipping while at manscaped.com. The Performance Package 4.0 is the place to start off with, as it has everything you need to prepare for that summer grooming. If you are a dad bod god like me, it's perfect for trimming down the Austin Powers look to a sexy James Bond with the Lawnmower 4.0. With cutting-edge ceramic blades to reduce nips and cuts thanks to the skin-safe technology. The Weed Whacker then takes care of any unnecessary nose and ear hair that we all get with age. Not to mention the Crop Preserver and the Crop Reviver, which is additions to your daily routine that you never knew you needed. Manscaped have even thrown in a handy travel bag to take with you to store everything in, as well as the comfiest pair of boxers you will ever wear and a t-shirt to show everyone that you take your grooming very seriously. So once again, click the link at the top of the description to manscaped.com. Sort out your smooth sack summer with 20% off when you use code OMEGA at checkout and free shipping. Right, so I let go of a couple of the fringe players, including Rutter there, who a French player. Dad's laughing because this is a second take because I had to go at his first name, and I thought, no, let's do that again. £16.75 million to Pauk. I don't understand how they got that much money, but still, we'll take that. That's the money that we'll be using. Sam Greenwood as well, gone for £8.75 million. Helder Costa's gone for a little bit of money as well. But who have I brought in? Well, Morgan Gibbs-White was available because Nottingham Forest got relegated.
Yeah.
He was phenomenal for them this season.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Probably the reason why they stayed up in real life.
Yeah.
Wolves fans are very disappointed when they let him go. I would have been too, Wolves fans. I'm with you, my friends, and that's the reason why I've signed him. He might not be a starting player, but what a squad player to come off the bench. We got him for half the price that Forest paid. I'll take it. Curtis Jones for roughly the similar price. I couldn't turn it down. That's two really good English midfielders there. Again, transfer listed. Didn't play last season.
What a squad player he is.
Yeah.
Positions he can play in.
Absolutely. Didn't play the last couple of years. He wanted some first team football. We're going to give him some first team football. £16.25 billion. Again, might not be starting because of how good our midfield actually is.
Yeah.
But there we go. We've also signed another Liverpool player for £17 million. Calvin Ramsey. We need some better like squad players at fullback. Calvin Ramsey comes in as a very good right back who we can train to play left back as well because he's got fairly good left foot. £17.75 million. Again, he didn't really play a lot last season, so we welcome him in and try and give him some first team football. He played like for the youth academy last year, and this is a signing, right? I've never seen this guy before, never even heard of him, and then my scouts brought him to my attention, and I thought I've got to get him. So El Canous from Morocco/Belgium. He come from Genk. He's also come through the Anderlecht Youth Academy. Genk snapped him up. I spent £23 million on him, but I think he's worth it. He had a good season last year for Genk. Really good attributes. Like phenomenal attributes, and can play in so many different positions.
Yeah.
Really good at dribbling, first touch. He's a ball player. He's very creative. I like him a lot, and he's only 21.
You're putting quite a young side, mate.
Yep, obviously for the Patreon members, should you wish to take this on after our realistic rebuild of Leeds, you can do on the £5 tier on Omega Luke. Patreon.com/Omega Luke Gaming. The link is also down in the description at the top there. You can potentially pick up this and see how you go forward after the 5 years. Dad will set you a bit of a challenge. So that's what we're rocking with the transfers this season. Tactically, we've changed it around a little bit. Now, we've dropped down a striker into the shadow striker role. We've also dropped a centre midfielder down into the deep line playmaker role, but that's pretty much the only changes that we have made.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is a little bit more security and link-up play.
Yeah.
The 4-4-2 is great at keeping goals out, but it's not very good at scoring a lot because there's too many big gaps in between those positions, and this is hopefully will change that. So our best 11, if we looked at this, because I haven't secured anybody in, looks like this. Now we've got Sinisterra and Isaacson on the wings. I'm quite happy with that, to be fair. Nonto plays up front with Alcunis in that shadow strike role. Guido Rodriguez and Stiller there, but we know we've got the likes of Archie Gray available. We've got Curtis Jones. We've got a lot of players available. Morgan Gibbs-White doesn't even make our bench if we did best 11. I think we've got a cracking team, to be honest.
Yeah.
Greaves and Ronnie Edwards at the back there, which is probably our weakest link, I think, is our centre-back. That might be something we have to look at next season. But other than that, I think it's quite strong. Now, our schedule. This is way better. We lost to the Champions League playing team, remember?
Yeah.
Brighton, 2-1. They've got Balogun and Leon Bailey joining their ranks, so they've got a very good team that they've built there. Is it still De Zerbi? It is, and I'm not surprised.
No.
McAllister actually just signed for Liverpool today as we're recording this, which gives you an idea of,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Do you know how cheap it was as well? Like 25 million, 30 million, something like that.
Was it?
Unbelievably cheap. Really, really cheap player. Fantastic. World Cup winner, and they picked him up for that price.
Yeah.
Fantastic signing. He's still here, though, at Brighton. We beat then Leicester 5-0. I think Ronnie Edwards is good at corners because he scored 4. And Curtis Jones and the set-piece police will be down in the comment section going, I hate it when you use corners, which is a legitimate way of scoring in real life.
Well, don't they score that way in real life?
Yes, they do.
Everybody does set pieces, don't they?
Exactly, yeah.
When he puts his hand up like that, you got 2 far posts, 1
near
that's
post. I'm going to pull my socks up, and that means I'm going to hit it outside the edge of the box.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be there, and they'll get counter-attacked, and we'll concede. Newcastle, 1-0. Archie Gray, he is scoring on the 44th minute there. We then knocked out Wickham in the second round of the EFL Cup, if anybody cares. And then Everton, 1-1 away from home at their new stadium, the Bramley-Moore Dock Stadium. 76th minute equaliser from Gustav Isaksson. We got Man United coming up though in the
Twice,
cup. Yeah, the champions. Remember, they won the Premier League last year, so I don't get to say that very often. No, so I thought I'd just mention it again. So speaking of things I don't really get to mention very often, do you know Frankfurt is my favourite German team?
No.
Yep.
Are they?
Yeah, it's just a random fact that came into my head that I thought I have not mentioned that in a long time.
I'm going to note that down just so I remember that.
Yeah. So, because I don't think in this I'll be able to have a chance to mention it. So, we all know everybody's just waiting for me to say it.
You played him in a friendly.
Oh my god, we did! We did! Right, should we retake? No, I'm joking. We played my favourite German team in a friendly. We lost 2-1 because I was just in awe of the stadium. I rung them up and I said, can we play at your ground? There we go. Unbelievable. Good eyes, Dad. You haven't even got your glasses on and you noticed that one. Fantastic stuff. Right, we're going to simulate this season. Hopefully we can do better than last year. Our season preview sticks us in 13th. They haven't learnt their lesson. We finished 9th last year, right on the cusp of European football. And I think all we've done is improve the side. So...
it's the second year though, isn't it?
Yeah, that second season syndrome.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens and simulate this next season. Alright then, what a performance that is.
Ooh.
5th place. Hello.
Hello.
Champions League
Look
football
at the
next
teams
year.
are above.
Yeah,
Arsenal,
both
Tottenham,
North London clubs.
Newcastle.
Oh yes, Brighton from Champions League to relegation. That's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
I must have jinxed them because I was there going, usually they are terrible and they get relegated. And then they actually get relegated whilst being in the... I'm curious now, Paulo Fonseca, so they've replaced the manager. Yeah. Where did they get to in the Champions League? Did they get knocked out of their group? They must have got knocked out of their... No, they were knocked out in the knockout playoffs. So they qualified for the next round. They were knocked out by Monaco. It's a bit of a shame, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they're awful. Like, they did not... They only won one Premier League game there, and they were probably already relegated. And they had Mitrovic. Sorry to go off on a tangent about Brighton, but this is unbelievable because the last time before that they won a Premier League game was in January.
Yeah.
That's why they got themselves relegated. That's very poor. But there we go. So... Brighton are down. We have Champions League football next year. Let's hope we don't get relegated after seeing that. Morgan Gibbs-White has the highest average rating across the season, Dad. Would you believe it? We don't have any top scorers, but Manchester United are back-to-back champions of England. Very impressive. What about other competitions, though? Did they knock us out of the EFL Cup, remember? We played them in the 3rd round. Yes, they did. And we were knocked out by Norwich, who...
got relegated. Pascal
Struiker's like, I would have gone. After, the massive club that they are. They got relegated, by the way.
I did say that.
Yeah. There we go. So, goals-wise, this season, let's take a look. Not good, if I'm honest. I don't know how we got Champions League football.
Just thinking that of yourself.
19 from Wilfred Gnonto, and then it's like 10 from Morgan Gibbs-White. And then Ronnie Edwards got 9. Colombo, obviously, we're only playing one striker.
Yeah.
Only got 6. Now, he is wants his initially agreed playing time. And I'm thinking I might have to give him that play time because I'm not happy with just 19 from Gnonto. We need a little bit more than that from you fella. But it is worrying because he only has 14 finishing and 14 composure. He has the pace, but 13 off the ball and anticipation as well.
God, they give him a 5 for a jumping reach. That.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but he is 5'7".
That's bloody tall, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about Wilfred Gnonto. We might have to look at moving things around.
I could jump quite high.
Yeah, but if I stood still, I still think I'd be taller if you jumped. Right, so we'll have to look at that next year. We've been given £50 million again, so it's not bad at all.
No,
and we're not losing any players.
It's either 2 good squad players or 1 really good player, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So maybe we cash in on somebody and bring somebody else in. We got the likes of Curtis Jones is wanted here, who we picked up for half the price of what he's valued at. That could be a move that we make in this upcoming transfer window. Let's find out. Right, now, we actually sold Angelo Stiller. Now, it wasn't down to me. Unfortunately, it was down to his release clause. That's obviously something that's completely out of our hands. It's a shame because he was a very good player for us. But Borussia Dortmund come knocking and he's obviously going to want to play for them. Being that he is German, he goes back to his home country, which is fine. I'm fine with that. We also sold Pascal Struijk. He wanted to go to a bigger club, Hertha Berlin. So, I mean, it's personal preference, I guess. I wouldn't have said so, but
we're in the Champions League.
Yep.
We're in the Premier League.
Yep.
And he's gone to a bigger club.
Oh, yeah. The players I did bring in, Ben Godfrey, £34 million is a bit of an overstretch, but he's actually done quite well in this universe anyway, and I like what he can bring to the table, the fact that he can play in so many different positions. I think he could be a good starting right back, to be fair. He's got the pace, he's got the strength, he's got good height, £34 million. It doesn't seem as bad. He got 3 assists last year, but 4 player of the matches for Everton. That's not bad for really
looking at it as well. He's in the squad all the time.
Yeah, he played 37 games, 38 the season before. Yeah, I think he's Mr. Reliable, isn't he? We can rely on him for playing most games. But I did buy a better centre-back, and that was my main aim for this summer, really. Ben Godfrey, I think, can obviously play both, but Ousmane Diomande is that guy, 22 years of age. From Sporting, we've picked him up now. He's been a bit of a godsend for Sporting in real life. £30 million. We signed him. He's got 2 goals and a player of the match already. He's phenomenal. Really good player on this game, especially for his age. Very good. So for you guys on the Patreon, you're going to enjoy this one. His only weakness, really, composure of 11 and then positioning of 13. Means he can be susceptible to being out of position, but he's got great pace and anticipation. He could probably make up for it. Yeah. So there we go. So Ousmane Diomande is a great signing for us. I think that takes us to the next level. And then I think a really good squad player in Joe Willock. He was transfer listed way better than what I thought he was, to be honest. I don't think I've really ever looked at his attributes before, but really good player. And Newcastle were happy to get rid of him.
He's one of those players. He's a good squad player, and you seem to forget that they play for certain teams, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
And like you just said there, I knew him. I knew his name, and I'm thinking, who's he playing for again in Newcastle? Of course, and I'm thinking, of course, I've watched him so many times, but
he's been phenomenal this year for him.
Definitely, yeah.
He is one of the main reasons why they got Champions League football. Yeah. Every single clutch game where it's it's very close and they've nabbed some points. It's been Joe Willock who's been really hard working or got an assist, got a vital goal. He's been crucial for them, and I think the Toonami will agree. But I've signed him here for £9.5 million. That's a steal in my eyes, because last year he played in the Bundesliga on loan at Hamburg, got 3 goals, 3 assists, and a really good average rating in 31 appearances. So I'm happy with that. We can bring him in. We brought him in quite late as well in August. Haven't played him yet, but yeah, I think he's going to be good for us. Tactically, we stick to what we have. However, I'm going to stick Colombo up front every single game. He has more of what a striker's attributes need to be compared to what Nonto is. He's not maybe as pacey as him, but that off the ball, I think, is so crucial. He has good heading and good finishing ability. So I think he is going to be my number 1. I'm going to give him the reins this season. And to be fair, he's got 6 in 5 already, when he only got 6 last season in total, obviously coming off the bench quite a lot. Really good start. I'm happy with it. So if I did pick the team around him, obviously we'd have him up front instead of Nonto, but we've got this around him. So Joe Willock would actually go in there with Guido Rodriguez filling in. So Sinistera, Parisi, yeah, as I kind of would expect it. Maybe I wouldn't have selected them that much myself, because the likes of Archie Gray, I probably would have tried playing him a little bit more. I've been playing him in that summer leading up to where we are right now, and he's been doing really good. But if I secure him in a position now, it's detrimental to your Champions League games, isn't it? Because he's playing every single game. Yeah. So I'd rather not. I'd rather just keep him as a squad player. Just keep Colombo there instead. So, schedule.
Ooh, hello.
Yeah. 0-0 draw against Wolves.
That's the worst result.
I know. I thought it'd be a bad start. But then we knocked the absolute F out of Burnley, 4-0. 4-2 against Newcastle. Lorenzo Colombo got himself a hat-trick. Nonto got 1. Aston Villa, 3-1. At Villa Park as well.
Colombo again there.
Yeah. And then
Man City 2-0.
I'll take it.
Who are they?
Started off with an own goal with Gvardio. It's not like they're signing anybody crap, are they? He's one of the best defenders on the game. Then Lorenzo Colombo come up with another one. It is still... No, it's not. It's Pioli. I'd seen a bald head and I was like, it's still Guardiola. No, it isn't. It's Pioli.
Where's he gone? Is he at Liverpool?
We'll find out,
he at Liverpool?
I don't think it happens as much as what it used to before the winter update. He's at Milan. So they swapped jobs, Pioli and I wonder where Klopp is. We're going to find out now, aren't we? Is he still there? He's the manager of Germany. Ooh. So now we need to find out.
I can see that actually happening, you know.
Possibly. No way. Get out.
Actually, I've just read today as well that he is one of the favourites at getting the Leeds job.
Oh my God. I thought Leeds will actually do well and come back up.
There you go.
That's awful. Arsenal have Zidane.
Lee Boyer as well is one of the favourites.
Yeah.
And the West
Lee
Brom
Bowyer's
manager.
actually been doing quite well as a manager, though, isn't he?
And he's an ex-Leeds player.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So, yeah.
So Zidane is the manager of Arsenal. Manchester United still have Erik ten Hag. Newcastle have Hansi Flick, which is quite an interesting one.
Come on, you're going to have to put me out of my misery.
Okay, Chelsea manager is Graham Potter. So there we go.
No, the Spurs.
What?
Spurs.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see him down in relegation zone.
What's Potter doing back at Chelsea then?
Oh, it's your friend.
I'll take that.
Simeone.
I'll take that. He would scare the shit out of anybody who doesn't play well, would he?
Never want to watch a game, though, would you?
No.
It'd be like, oh, you watch the Spurs game? No, I'll just check the results after, because it's going to be an
0-0
awful
1-0,
game.
wouldn't it be?
It'd be terrible to watch, but we'll probably get a good result.
Yeah.
Okay, now our Champions League fixtures. Our first season in the Champions League. What have we got? Right. Antwerp, PSV. Then we've got Real Madrid and Napoli back-to-back. And PSG at the end in January, which we always say those last two are quite crucial, because those are the decider on whether you obviously get promoted or not, or go through or not.
We're going to struggle there, mate.
I think so too. It would be nice to get to the knockout playoff.
Porto there as well. There are no mugs in that league.
Absolutely not. Neither is Leverkusen or Napoli. We're gonna struggle against those types of teams. Right. Let's simulate this fourth season. See how we do. Fourth season, second place.
Get in.
It's getting better. Only 2 points off champions Manchester United for the third time, by the way. Not bad at all. Only 2 points off. Lorenzo Colombo got 36 goals.
Mate, you've got to look to see who we lost against. We only lost 4 games.
Whoa, yeah, we drew 11 games. We lost against Man. Oh my, look how close the game. The only games we lost in was where we just failed to score.
Yeah.
That's quite remarkable, really, isn't it? The biggest loss we had all season was a 2-goal loss. Defensively, we've been absolutely superb. Really good.
Can't knock out a talk.
No, absolutely. People are going to be wanting this tactic. The only way to get it is on the Patreon. I don't release rebuild tactics. You just get it as an added benefit if you get the save game file on the £5 tier on Patreon. So, only 4 losses, 11 draws. That's so unlucky. A few nil-nils in there. Like, tricky one. Never had a high-scoring draw. It seems like our defence was just so good.
Going to that draws, I can't see Man City there.
So we must have beat them twice. We beat them 4-3 there, yeah. So we did. We beat them at the start of season 2-0. We beat them away 4-3 at the Etihad. Lorenzo Colombo got 36 goals this season. That was 11 more than Erling Haaland, and he was second in the highest average rating, only to Erling Haaland, and he got the most player of the matches. But we weren't there for clean sheets, which just surprised me. We were down in 5th place there. Mercier got 14 clean sheets, 3 off Aaron Ramsdale at top there. What a season. Looks like Tottenham won the EC2. I can't believe you're celebrating that. There we go. Okay, not bad. What else, though? Champions League football this year. How far did we get in our first season in the Champions League?
No.
I'll take round of 16.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Against PSG as well.
So we played them in the
in the league phase.
In the league phase as well.
So we'll look at the other stuff. Quarter-final of the Carabao Cup, 4th round of the FA Cup by Arsenal, but we were knocked out the round of 16 by PSG. Hold on, we finished in the top 8. That means we finished in the top 8 for this side.
Yeah, you're going to have to go down and look.
So, league phase. Oh, we finished 6th. Let's go. That's unbelievable. We won 6 games.
So who did we lose again?
We lost to PSG and Napoli. We got battered by PSG. To be honest, PSG was the worst team we could have faced in the round of 16, and we're just really unfortunate. We beat Real Madrid 4-1. That's outstanding. 4-0 against Porto. Porto will be an hard game. 4-0. Really good. Man United are topping everything right now. Did they win it? PSG won it.
No.
PSG went on and won the old bloody thing. At
I
Old
don't
Trafford.
believe it. I do not believe it. They never win the Champions League.
That's true, yeah. Okay, semi-final. No, sorry, the round of 16. So we were knocked out by PSG, which is really unfortunate. If you look at the other teams that we could have faced, which would be this side down here, we could have had the likes of Benfica, Dortmund, Porto, Milan. No, we got PSG, which is probably the second or third hardest there out of the ones we could have got. But there's no easy games in the Champions League unless it's Porto at home. So Porto fans are now raging. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. Squad-wise, 46 goals from Lorenzo. Really good. Yeah. 26 from Nonto.
He booked his ideas up, look.
He was playing in the shadow striker role. Yeah. 35 games and 16 off the bench. Ousmane Diomande also got 10 as well, which meant that Bilal El Kounis actually played more on the left side. He got 12 assists there, as well as Archie Gray, who played quite a lot of games and got 12 assists as well. He has come on leaps and bounds.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Very good player. Really happy with that. Guido Rodriguez is getting a little bit old now, but he's still good enough for us in that centre midfield spot. Okay, I'm liking this team. I really am. We haven't got like contract worries whatsoever. Like the only 2 players that run out of contract are 2 players that we've loaned out this season, so we're not too worried about it. Only 2 players that are going out of contract next season. I'm probably going to offer them new contracts. I'm not going to lie. We need a backup goalkeeper, and Guido Rodriguez, if he wants to stick around, more than happy for him to do so. Transfer-wise, we got £56 million.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, take that.
5th and final season. Who do we bring in the summer? So, £66 million worth of players left the club. £65 million of it was Wilfred Gnonto to Barcelona. I cashed in.
I think that's an obvious one that was going to happen.
Yeah, he was wanted by them straight away. He actually was annoyed when I offered him out. Because I seen that he was wanted, I thought, if I can get quite a lot of money for him, I don't mind. So I offered him out, and he was like, can't believe it.
He's just had his best season in the Premier League, and he wonders why someone's going to come in and buy him.
Yeah.
Especially the likes of Barcelona.
So 17 goals from a shadow striker is a lot better than 16 playing up front.
Yeah.
So I'm well happy with that. Got £65 million for him. Happy days. Who did I bring in, though? Because it says no transfer to display. I got all of my business done really early. So let's take a look. Oliver Skip. I've spent a lot of money on Oliver Skip.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. That he's one of the Spurs players I've watched a couple of times and just think just not good enough to be in the centre of our midfield.
Yeah,
you know, and it's a shame really. They get,
still young though, isn't he?
He is still young, yeah, but no, I just don't think he's not good enough to be the centre midfield player.
No, Football Manager rate him really highly. His mental attributes are phenomenal, as well as he's got good physicals where you need him to be, that natural fitness, pace, and stamina and strength. So as a Guido Rodriguez replacement, this is the guy.
Yeah.
Plus he's English as well, so he fulfills all of that because obviously qualification in Champions League, you need a certain amount of players who are, born and raised in England and stuff like that to qualify. He helps us with that. Other players that we've also got in Nicolo Ravella, who is also another option for that role if we need more of a ball player. We signed him from Juventus for £9 million. He hasn't really played a lot. Still a really good, phenomenal player, to be honest. Good young talent. Now, striker-wise, to replace Gnonto, I think I saved quite a lot of money here because I got Ilya Wahi, who is a really good French striker who has phenomenal attributes, especially in the likes of, the finishing, dribbling, first touch, and heading. All 15s. Good composure, anticipation, good pace, good off the ball. Everywhere where you need that attribute to be, he's got at least a 15.
Yeah.
Fantastic striker, can also play on the wing, should you really need him to. £23 million is a steal for a player who last season scored 15 and the season before scored 23.
Good then.
For Montpellier as well.
Yeah.
They're not exactly a dominant Champions League worthy side in the French division. So that's a great pickup if you ask me. And then I signed a backup goalkeeper because I actually tried selling Meslier and he kept rejecting every offer. But I signed Bazunu, who's actually better. So I said backup, this is going to be my starting goalkeeper. Way better attributes, because if you take a look now at our goalkeepers, we still got Angus Gunn, we still got Meslier, and if you compare them, I think Bazunu is a much better goalkeeper. The only thing, look at that, that says it all really, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Attribute-wise, it's...
Even I would have signed him after seeing that.
Yeah. Attribute-wise, he's way better. So I think that's a good signing from Southampton, I believe it was, for a good price that we picked him up. £5.75 million.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah, he Southampton relegated. They're in the Championship next year, so it was a good pickup, a good steal. So, tactically, we're sticking with what we had because, of course, why would we? We finished second place.
Yeah.
Really good. If I go and do pick without restriction, our best 11, we've got Oliver Skip and Rodriguez, but I'd quite like to see Archie Gray in there quite often, obviously, and as we've been really playing for the last couple of seasons, it's what it looks like pretty much every single time. Okay, schedule-wise. Start off with a draw against Leicester, which is ideally not great. 84th minute they scored, we scored in the 85th minute. Then we lost to Palace, and I was getting a little bit worried as this guy here got a hat-trick against us, and I thought, what happened to our amazing defence? Because that wouldn't be happening last season. We conceded in every single game. Oh, actually, I missed a game. We actually beat Norwich 3-0.
So we started off really well.
We started off really well, yeah, and then it went downhill from there. Aston Villa 3-2. Again, it's a good win, but we're conceding goals, which we weren't last year. And then 4-2 at Bramall Lane against Sheffield United, when, again, conceding 2 more goals. And I'm like, oh, Lorenzo Colombo did get himself a hat-trick. Now, Champions League fixtures look like this. We've got Club Brugge, we've got Lille, we've got AC Milan, we've got Porto, so that's easy 3 points. Slavia Prague, Celtic, but our last two are Juve and Dortmund. We need to get the job done early.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so difficult in the Champions League next year.
Well, I'll be disappointed if we don't qualify, considering that we did qualify the last season. So
absolutely. What are your goals for the Premier League, Dad, for this season?
Stay in the Champions League spot, so fourth and above.
Well, I think it's fifth now because of the big league phase, which makes the top four a bit less attractive, doesn't it? So top five now. Tottenham, by the way, 5 from 5 in the start of their season. They got Sergio Conceição and they've got rid of Diego Simeone, and they brought in Conceição. Fair enough. Right, fifth and final season. Let's simulate it. Final season.
Get in.
Champions. I mean,
mate.
the weirdest season ever. I said about
Palace.
Yeah, they finished second. 74 points. Who is doing that? Matthias Jasel. Never heard of him.
No.
Actually, I think I have. Who is he manager of? Oh, yeah, he's the Salzburg manager. I have heard of him. He's very good, actually. But, yeah, I'm surprised as what you are. They've managed to keep hold of all their good players like Gay and Michael Elise, and they've somehow come second place. Tottenham has somehow come third. What happened to every other club? Like, Man City down in 13th, 14th by Chelsea. Mental. Like, what is happening to that? John Heitinger is the manager.
That is a mad
of
season,
Man City. Yeah, I mean, this is quite good for anybody who wants to take this save game file on to rebuild Chelsea or Man City.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you're finishing 13th place down there. It's weird, very weird season, but we have gone and
still
won
there
the
as well. So.
Yeah, he's still got 24 goals. He's got to be unhappy playing like down in, I mean, look how good he is as well. It's disgusting, really. And they're down in 13th place. Outrageous. And he was playing most games because he scored 24 goals in 28 games. And they were playing in Europa League, which is quite funny, isn't it? But there we go. So El Kunis actually got the highest average rating this season. Lorenzo Colombo only got 22 goals, but we won the league with it, which is mental considering we had like 35 last season and didn't win the league. But there we go. It's a very low points tally. 74 points.
We lost 9 games as well.
Yeah, way more than what we did the season before. We lost quite a few, like 1-0s and stuff. So there we go. Jude Bellingham, by the way, is at Manchester United.
Just heard today that he's gone to Real Madrid, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's confirmed today for Real Madrid. Okay, other competitions then. How have we done in the Champions League? We still haven't won a domestic trophy yet either, or even come close. How have we done? Take
the FA Cup.
The FA Cup.
The best
Lovely
double
stuff.
to
the
go with.
The domestic double.
Yes.
4-1 win over Chelsea. Lorenzo Colombo got 2. El Kunis got 1. And Sinistero got another 1. Fantastic stuff. Really good result.
We haven't won the FA Cup for a long time, have we?
We haven't, no. Round of 16. Knocked out by Real Madrid. Again, we'll take it.
Yeah.
We only went through in the playoff. We beat Shakhtar in that, and in the league phase, we finished in 15th place. We only won 3 games: Slavia Prague, Milan, and Lille. We drew 3: Juve, Celtic, and Club Brugge, and we lost to Borussia Dortmund and Porto. I said, didn't I? Porto. That's gonna be a really difficult game. That could cost us, and that Porto game really did cost us there.
Oh dear.
So there we go.
Yeah.
Thoughts, Dad? We had 39 goals from Colombo.
Brilliant. I can't argue with that, mate.
Yeah.
Done a lot better than I thought you were going to do.
Yeah.
To win the league, especially to win the league from where we were. I mean,
From
any
the Championship.
Leeds fans watch that and be thinking, wow, I wish this really does happen.
Yeah.
You know, so I reckon the favourite now for the bookies is Omega Luke to be Leeds manager. It's got to be in it.
Oh, yeah. It's a long way for me to travel, though. So you've got the likes of Colombo scoring a lot of goals. He is wanted by many different clubs, and he's valued really high. So if you do take this on, you can cash in and get a lot of money. However, you already have only £53 million. Well, normally, that 6th season is a lot.
Yeah,
it isn't this time
that's
around.
the average of what we've been having, though, isn't it? So there's no difference there,
kind of fair.
Yeah.
So what is the goal then for this Leeds United side for the Patreon members?
Well, I was going to say do well in the Premier League, but you've won the Premier League. I would say it's going to have to be concentrating and staying in the top 4, but do better in the Champions League.
Yeah. We got to the round of 16 twice now.
Let's try and get a little bit fairer. Let's try and get to like a quarter-final or a semi-final, or possibly a final.
Yeah.
I reckon that'll be the goal, really.
Absolutely. And of course, if you are a Leeds season ticket holder, let us know. Ellen Road, what's the food like? What the atmosphere is really like in that ground? It sounds fantastic. Any stories that you've got, we'd love to hear it. And of course, if you haven't checked out last week's rebuild where we went head-to-head El Clasico style with me, manager of Barcelona with no money, and Dad having like 200 million every single summer, then please go and check it out. I'll leave it on the end screen.
I
couldn't even spend enough.
I'll just leave it.
Go and check that one out. I'll leave it on the screen, and we'll catch you next week for another video. Bye-bye.